Hello everyone, welcome back to another 2v2 Warhammer battle. I am playing as the Greenskins. My ally is Norska. They are facing off against Norska, and I'm facing off against the Empire. This is actually a anti-Norscan build that I'm trying out, but I'm not going to get to fully utilize it against Norska today. We have a front line of Orc Biggins, 5 of them, because they actually stand up pretty well against Berserkers, which are one of the toughest, cheapest, cost infantry that the Norskins have. Then we also have 2 Orc Boarboy Biggins, then 3 Night Goblin Archers, 2 Normals, and then the Rusty Heirs. I also brought the Ragnarok Queen, which actually does pretty good against Mammoths, and then double Goblin Big Boss and Skarsnik, which also does pretty well against the Mammoths. Then also a Night Goblin Shaman with Itchy Nuisance and Sneaky Stabbin'. My ally Norskin has Premier Warriors, Norskin Ice Trolls, then a front line of Marauders, backline of midline Spears, Javelins, and then 2 Berserkers, including the renowned one, being led by Wolfric the Wanderer's Skin Wolf Werekin, and then a War Mammoth that is currently going out here, which is kind of odd that it's going out to the flank where the Mist Stalkers are currently waiting. We're about to find them. We didn't see them before, obviously, because they have Stalk, but I don't know, maybe my ally just knew. But anyway, speaking of the Miststalkers, we have a Miststalker for the enemy Norskin, 3 Javelins, a bunch of Spears, the 2 Berserkers, including the renowned unit being led by Throg, have a Shaman of Death, Norskin Ice Wolves, and then... They're Ice Wolves, right? That's what they're called? Yes. And then a Soul Crusher, the renowned War Mammoth. Then the Empire here has a front line of fully upgraded Spearmen. Behind them are Handgunners, and then 3 Greatswords being led by the General of the Empire. And I was like, well, I wonder what's in the forest. I can't see them technically yet, but we all know they're there. There are 2 Demigryph Knights with halberds, because this is not 12,400. And also, very clear what this enemy wants me to do. They want me to just go like, oh, I guess I'm just going to go down this trench and go right up into these very defensive spearmen and then just get shot the fuck up, then get flanked by Demigryph Knights. Or, I could not do that. Instead, what I'm going to do is tease this person because they have no artillery whatsoever. So I'm just going to have my army kind of slowly walk up, slowly walk back, slowly walk up, slowly walk back, slowly walk up. Slowly walk back, then slowly walk up. While my stealth force over here, including 1 single Orc Boy Biggin, is going to move up over here and support my allies' force against the enemy, because I want to try and kill that Soul Crusher. These 3 Fanatic Archers can bring down a War Mammoth pretty quickly. Well, fairly quickly, considering how many hit points it has. So that's why I'm going to be bringing these guys over here, and nobody knows this is happening, because they can't see them because they're stalking. While I just kind of keep this person somewhat busy, just by thinking that I'm going to attack at any time. But I'm just going to keep doing this for a little while, keeping most of my forces over here, including the other Orc Boba Biggin. And that's what I'm doing. So they're going to march up a little bit, like, come on, bring it, bro. And I'm like, well, you have no artillery, so nope. Just going to pull back a little bit. Then I'm going to move up a little bit, and that's all I'm going to do over there. I want to help my ally crush this other Norscan player. Speaking of, the War Mammoth over here is taking it to these Miststalkers, who I think are going to rout off the field here pretty soon. I think they do. As the rest of their army is moving up into position, I'm getting my archers. They are eventually going to be, I think, routed down there, and we're going to target that Soul Crusher. That is my main target for the Fanatic Archers here. That's what I'm going to be doing. Around this point, the enemy is going to reveal that they already did the Demigryph Knights, and they're going to eventually move them over here to try and support their ally. At which point, I'm going to just do a mass move of my entire army, including both my Orc Boba Biggins and my leadership, over here to support against with my ally here. Oh, I guess they didn't rout off the field. They were so close. That's the edge. Also, this is one of the new maps, Sword of Torgfall. This is a quest map for Wolfric the Wanderer. I really like it. It's like Bretonnian peasant fields with the castle up here. It's pretty cool. I really like it. So right now I'm just kind of waiting for my ally to engage, so then I can reveal our sneaky gobos over here. And I'm keeping these guys nearby to support against anything that could threaten my Night Goblin Archers. But then I can see 2 Demigryph Knights coming over, and I'm I don't know. Try that again. I don't notice them for a little while, so things can make it a little hairy. But anyway, my ally is going to start charging into the Spearmen over here. Berserkers, I think, are going to be supporting up the middle against these Ice Wolves along with the Troll, and you can see that the Soul Crusher's going up there. The renowned Berserker's going up there, and that's what I'm going to reveal. My trap! You have fallen into my trap by not doing anything. So I'm going to unleash hell upon this War Mammoth, and you're going to see that these guys can do a lot of damage. We are also being helped by the Marauder Javelins, who are kind of stacked up on top of us. You can see my allies, Mammoth going in on the left flank, and we're going to try and focus on the right. You can see the Skin Wolf Werekin going in there, getting his Spirit Leeched. And we're just doing massive amounts of damage to this War Mammoth. But you can see the Demigryph Knights are coming in, and I only have 1 Orc Boy nearby. This is when I'm going to start bringing my rest of my army over here. So we're going to try and do a late charge, which really kind of sucks, but then this other one's going to get through, so I'm going to try and move my archers this way, trying to get my Ragnarok Queen over here and summon their spiders. I was a little late to this party. So my allies, Marauder Javelins, are going to take the brunt of this charge, so thank you. But we managed to focus fire down the Soul Crusher. You can see, pretty quick, especially for just a bunch of little gobos, right? Now, also they were getting hit by Spearmen, they were getting hit by a couple Javelins too, so that was a little quicker than I even anticipated. Allies Mammoth still trying to take it out with the Miststalkers as their frontline force. It's kind of off and on, like it's not really one side is a clear winner here. Skin Wolf Werkin coming in to try and assist against the Demigryph Knights. I'm going to try and hold them in place with my Poison Spider Hatchlings, also throw in my Ragnarok Queen. This was me giving move orders to my entire leadership squad to move, just so I can get Skarsnik over this. I actually didn't mean to move these guys away from Demigryph Knights, but we're going to put them back as we fire on them with the Night Goblin Archers. Meanwhile, the enemy force here is still just kind of sitting put. They have gunners nearby, but they're not doing anything to actually help their ally, who is in a pitched battle against my ally here. We still have a War Mammoth on our side, so that is good for them. I'm going to here now switch my focus fire back onto the enemy forces. We're going to start focusing down Throg here soon. I think I put a couple salvos into this massive amount of Marauders because they're unshielded. We're going to get our leadership squad over back here again. We're going to disengage from this fight, but unfortunately I think my ally actually keeps their Skin Wolf Werkin going after these Demigryph Knights, which is bad because you're getting into the rifle fire. But yeah, so I'm trying to get my Orc Boy Biggins up here. We're actually going to just kind of chill in this little valley trench area as my Night Gobos continue to fire on the enemy, including Throg right now, trying to focus him down. You can see the Miststalkers coming over here, so I'm going to throw in my Orc Boy Biggins. We're going to throw in our Gobbo Big Bosses and try and prevent these guys from getting into my Night Goblin Archers. And so yeah, Throg is just taking a massive amount of arrow fire right now, and he's a pretty big target, so he's going to absorb a lot of those shots. And like that's the thing, like the Night Goblin Archers, it's hard to miss a Mammoth, which I think is why they can bring it down so fast, especially when you have, you know, the Terrestrial Sundering ability with them as well. And at the same time, you're poisoning the War Mammoth, lowering all their stats, so that's also a bonus. So there we go, we route the Miststalkers once again, and with us kind of basically doing a 2v1, let's say a 1.5v1, we have managed to rout most of the enemy Norscan forces, including Throg. There he goes running. He's going to come back around up here. Again, my ally Skin Wolf Werkin just did not disengage, so they got shot up to hell. And continue to get shot up. I'm just maintaining a defensive posture in case the enemy actually decides to try and help their ally, but they're not going to. So that's when I'm going to put these guys back in the trench, because the trench, rifles need line of sight, and the rifles are up here, so they can't actually fire on my Orc Boy Biggins. Even though they would technically be in range, they need the line of sight. So to fire on my Orc Boys, they would need to be at the edge of this, at the edge of this little lip right here. So that's why I'm perfectly safe and sound in this trench, because they can't line of sight them. Like, look, this is what the rifles see, you know, so they can't see you shit. And I know that, and that's why I'm sitting right there. Meanwhile, over here, my Goblin Big Boys are trying to continue to help, and now we're going to go back on Throg because he came back from routing. Going to get my Orc Boy Biggins over here into these Marauder Hunters who came back, and they're going to die. And now I'm going to be shifting my Night Goblin Archers over here because they have posted up 2 Great Swords on their flank, so I want to just kind of go pew, 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 or boop, 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 however you want to say it, right into these Great Swords and try and apply pressure there. Skarsnik had a very long journey to try and get up to this fight and didn't actually get to fight anybody, so now he has a long journey to come right back over here. Listen, he's a Gobbo and he doesn't have a mount, so slow going. But these Gobbo Big Boys managed to rout off Throg along with my allies, Wolfric the Wanderer, and all these other Marauders. We're routing off these units here with my Orc Boy Biggins, and yeah, things are going pretty good. Now we're going to move our Gobbos back over here, and we can kind of fast forward it for a little bit. So this Norscan has been wiped out. My ally is just going to kind of get in position. I am going to position my Ragnarok Queen and my Orc Boy Biggins over here. I want the Ragnarok Queen to support them against the Demigryph Knights, because I think I can still lose, even though they are mostly depleted. Orc Boy Biggins don't fare super well against Demigryph with Knights, but with supported with the Ragnarok and Spiderling Hatchlings, I think they can do okay. So over here, I am spotted before we can actually fire a salvo, so their general's going to be like, oh, well, here's some free Night Goblin Archers. I'm like, well, okay, if you really want to do this. We have very fast-moving, slippery Gobbo big bosses over here. I'm also getting the rest of my army over here. We have our Goblin Shaman who's going to start casting buffs and debuffs. So they do get into the Durusty Errors. But then my Gobbo Big Boys get on the General of the Empire, and we're going to start pummeling him with some arrow fire here, lowering his melee stats with Itchy Nuisance. I think I cast Sneaky Stabbing. There we go. Sneaky Stabbing on one of the gobos. And we are just going to chase the gen around and look at that damage we're doing to him. And he's doing a little bit as he's running around frantically trying to get away from my Gobbo big boys. But they are slippery. They are a slippery bunch when that ability is activated. And we are not going to let him leave the ground. So farewell to the General of the Empire. You severely underestimated the speed and damage of the Goblin Big Boss on a spider mount. Because they also poison him, which is going to slow him down. Farewell, I salute you, General. You did some damage to my Drusty Errors and these Night Gobbos, but they are still alive. It's at this point my ally's going to move up a little bit. I'm going to move my big boys into a flank position once again. And we're going to pull up our Night Gobbo archers to try and shoot into these great swords now that the General has been shattered. When he shattered, I then let him leave. I was like, okay, we're done here, friends. We're done. So my flanking force is now back and not really threatened by anything. So we should start firing here soon, but I think the enemy's going to withdraw. Yeah, they're going to withdraw the great swords a little bit. And then they're going to move up their handgunners. So I'm like, well, I don't want to get shot up by handgunners. So we are going to move back a little bit. Because I think the handgunners are also longer range, right? Yeah. Gobbo archers are pretty short range. Oh, right, they're going to shoot Skarsnik here. Who actually finally made it to the area where the battle would have been happening. He just hasn't had any good luck. He's just so slow. So I'm going to move him back behind these homes. Moving up our big boys over here in the trench under the cover. They still can't be hit by the rifles. Now the rifle's going to move up here, I think, to try and fight my Arachnarch Queen. Great Sword's charging down, so we're going to charge uphill, which is fine. We're going to get our Gobble big boys over here. We're going to support them with the Night Goblin Archer crew. And poor Skarsnik now has to move all the way back up here. There goes Itchy Nuisance. Going to try and do a flank on these great swords with the Orc Boy Biggins, or Orc Biggins, sorry, not Orc Boy Biggins. Meanwhile, over here, we are winning the fight against the Demigryph Knights because we have them vastly outnumbered and we have an Arachnarch Queen in there. Again, the rifles are pulling up. They're going to start shooting into my force, but that's okay. And my ally is now moving across the field to engage against the spears. Keeping my Night Goblin Shaman over there. I don't even remember why, but I moved him over there. And here we go, raining archery, fiery death upon the great swords. And these are going to rout pretty quickly. So then we're going to rout them, and then we're going to move up into these great swords. I think I move up one group into these spears. We have routed and killed off the Demigryph Knights with halberds. They have been shattered, and now we're going to charge into the rifle crew. These are breaking. Skarsnik's still not in the fight. And I don't think he ever is going to be. I didn't get to cast his Wah or his defensive ability this entire match because he was just so slow getting where I wanted him to be so he can get to do shit. Not a single thing. Because I withdrew him away from those rifles and then I didn't bring him up fast enough and well, at least he's alive though. So good game to Kirzuk, Kaliso, and Danny Martin Cabe. Probably should have helped your ally out there a little bit. Even I remember in the battle, Kaliso was like, "I really wish you would have helped me," and then they left the game. I'm like, yeah, that's the problem with some 2v2s. People just really want to just sit tight. They don't want to move, and this player didn't really want to move at all. Now I was keeping my army, most of my army there, in case they did do a mass move to the left, because then I could have charged in without really having to worry about the rifle fire, and I would have done that. But at the same time, I was still able to assist my ally with my Gobbo Archer Squad, which did so much damage to those mammoths, and yeah, so rough time for the enemy there. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the battle. I guess we should look at the kill count of everybody else here real quick. I don't think the humans did that well. I mean, they got some kills here, but that's about it. Yeah. But yeah, good game to them, and let's go watch a cinematic view. Gobbos and Norskins. It's the name of my new book. It's fan fiction. Only read that if you're like 18 or These Norskin dudes look pretty cool. And all they had to do was add a cape. Capes just make things look cooler. It's how it's always been. What's going on here? It's just a bunch of people standing still. That's a lot of javelins and archer or arrows hitting you, buddy. So that doesn't feel good. And you are gone! Out of here. Goodbye, Mammoth. Goodbye, 10,000 hit points. Run, Gabos! Run! Kitty cat coming!
Yeah, boys!
And now Kitty Cat's trying to leave, and we're like, no! No, you have committed. Oh, I didn't even see Wolfric in here.
Come on, lad! Pathetic!
Where are their Famir warriors? I know my ally had Famir warriors. Those are the Mist Stalkers. Did the Famir warriors die up here to the Mammoth before we got it? There they are. That's them. Yeah, it looks like they maybe shattered, or maybe they just chased the Mammoth. Maybe that's what happened. This big nasty troll. Gabos know how to deal with trolls. Turn into a pincushion.
Your magic is nothing from Master's will. Moving fast! Running! All right.
Bye, Throg. So I guess for some reason Skarsnik was helping Wolfric confederate the Wintertooth tribe in this battle. Because we get Throg, so I mean therefore Wolfric gets him, right? That's how this works. What's going on? Just people walking in circles.
Come, boys! Let's fight!
Oh, fighter! Moving fast! Running!
Well, what really makes me sad is that not a single wah was uttered in this battle. I kind of lost this battle in that regard then.
This was not meant to be!
No, it's not, friend.
We'll be back! I'll show him! Running! Running! No! Every man for himself! Our magic is stronger! I think you will.
And now we're all just kind of taking our time. Like, what rush is there?
Moving fast!
These pristine-looking Empire troops. Pristine because they refuse to fight. Look at you pretty in your little armor. It'd be a shame if someone would come and crush it. Overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. As this General of the Empire is about to find out. It's a nice griffin you got there, buddy. Oh, what's this? What's this? 2 gobble big bosses. Surely they can't bring you down. They're just gobbos. I know you want to get off the ground, but we're not going to let you. Oh, they're so creepy to look at, though. God, spiders. Ugh. I think he shattered there. Farewell, General. Go back to your empire and tell Carl about your valiant defeat or whatever.
I'll show him. Nine. Moving. I'm off. Now we strike! Forward, man! You sure?
Run, boys! Go once there, moving fast!
Legging it! Onward! Running!
Time for slaughtering!
Spell stun! Running!
Your knights have abandoned you? And we know what happened to all these poor Empire soldiers that were left behind. Like, the match technically ends here, but we know what happened to these poor soldiers. I don't think they left these peasant fields at all. But anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. I will see you all next time. Take care.